Shohei Ohtani making his way from the clubhouse down to the third base dugout at Camelback Ranch. He's back in the lineup this afternoon as the Dodgers welcome the Colorado Rockies. Hi again, everybody, along with Rick Monday. I'm Tim Neverett. Happy you're watching Dodgers Spring Training Baseball with us this afternoon. And Shohei Ohtani, all eyes remain on him. He's back in the lineup in the big three at the top of the lineup with Betts, Ohtani, and Freeman.
Not a bad lineup we're seeing today, especially the top of the lineup when you look at Betts, Freeman, and then Ohtani. Of course, we talked before about Muncy and also with Will Smith, the two highest number of at-bats with runners in scoring position. It kind of reasons itself out to say, look, those two have the benefit of the top three being on base a lot.
And so far in Ohtani's action in spring training, he's had an impact with a home run and an RBI base hit.
Yeah, he has. And still working on the swing a little bit more. He says good, but the power that he's already shown. Took him 3 at-bats. He gets the first home run, lifts it to left field, gets tremendous bat speed. But I think a lot of people, Tim, underrate the true power that Ohtani has.
Gavin Lux back in the lineup at shortstop, hitting down in the order. Yesterday he hit at the top of the order in the split squad game over in Maryville against the Brewers. He went 3 for 3.
And the bat is not an issue. Now going back and trying to get the feel at shortstop. You know, it's foreign to him because, you know, missing all of last year. So trying to get back into the rhythm from a defensive standpoint. Keep in mind, too, the Dodgers have been working on his throwing for the last 2 seasons, and evidently it's paying off.
Gavin Stone gets the start for the Dodgers this afternoon on the hill. He will face left-hander Austin Gomber. Dodgers and Rockies on a beautiful Sunday afternoon in Glendale. In uniform for the Dodgers this week, got to exchange lineup cards with none other than his son Kyle, who is with the Rockies, a third baseman out of UCLA. Quite a treat. Nice move by the Rockies, bringing Kyle Karros over today, knowing that Eric was in camp this week. Of course, you'll see it here, EK, right here on Sportsnet LA throughout the course of the Dodgers season. There they are. There's Jared Karros in the Dodgers organization as a pitcher. He's back at minor league camp. Let's take a look at the Rockies lineup. It is brought to you by your Lexus dealers. Ezekiel Tovar, the shortstop, will lead off. Nolan Jones and Michael Toglia, he's also out of UCLA. Elvis Montero, Bradley Zimmer, who was with the Dodgers briefly last year. Sam Hilliard, Alan Trejo, Drew Romo, good catching prospect, batting 8th and hitting 9th. The second baseman, Julio Carreras. And they will face Dodger right-hander Gavin Stone, who's making his 3rd appearance in the Cactus League.
Well, and for Stone, the big story has been, we talked about it before, the changeup. I mean, the changeup is just something to watch. Over 40% swing and miss rate. So 19 starts AAA last year. Got into 8 games, 4 starts at the big league level. But for the 23-year-old right-hander, when he has the off-speed pitch going, he is at times unhittable.
Yeah, the changeup, the big pitch. We'll keep an eye on that while he's in the game today. Getting set to face Ezekiel Tovar. Perfect afternoon. Slight breeze blowing toward left center. And Tovar swings, hits one up in the air down the right field line. Jason Hayward, long run in foul ground. He's not able to make the catch. It goes crashing into the netting. So this will be another opportunity for Tovar here.
Well, that wind kind of holding up the baseball. So you've got a choice. Either you can go all out and catch the ball, or you can stay healthy. No injuries, please.
Tovar hit a grand slam in the Rockies game yesterday. Last year, kind of a breakout year for him. He's young. He's 22. And he looks to be the future at shortstop for the Rockies. And he'll try Hayward again. This time a little easier for J.Hay. And there's one out.
So far, the Dodgers starting pitching this spring. Only 4 earned runs in 20 2/3 innings. Now, is that good? Yes. It's only practice in the exhibition. But an ERA 1.74. Only the Marlins in Miami have a lower ERA thus far. So it's been very good news for the starters.
Nolan Jones, the designated hitter today. Outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Jones. The Dodgers batting average against their starting pitching, 181 against. And when you combine that with the Cactus League and the Grapefruit League in Florida, that's 5th best in Major League Baseball.
Rockies a very interesting team. You know, they've been building up. They've got a lot of very good young players. Nolan Jones in that category. Jones is 25 years of age, but for the Rockies, it was a rocky season. 103 losses, first time they'd had 100 losses in a season in their franchise history.
Still 1-2 to Nolan Jones.
But the other part too is with Jones and some of the other guys talked about Tovar, what he can do at shortstop as well, including a Gold Glove finalist. But they've had now 5 consecutive losing seasons, the Rockies have.
They've just not been able to figure it out. And, you know, for a number of years, people always wanted to factor in the altitude in Denver as a reason. And at times it perhaps was. That's a base hit. Mookie Betts was playing Jones to pull. No chance to get over there for that one. So Jones is aboard with 1 down. But with the advent of the humidor and the softer baseballs. And again, they've got a huge outfield at Coors Field in Denver. A lot of hits drop in there, more so than in other ballparks. Bud Black, former left-handed pitcher, a skipper. Always good to see him, especially early in the day. He still pitches batting practice. There are a number of managers that don't do it anymore. Some do, some don't. But he pitches batting practice, and he's usually the first one out there to throw. Still an old school type manager. There's Michael Toglia with 1 out and 1 on. That's down low and away to Toglia.
Good look from that center field camera with Gavin Lux at the shortstop position, keeping his eye on the runner at first base as the pitch is about ready to be released. Knowing, well, do I have to cover the bag? Do I stay right here? Then he's checking the runner.
A strike.
I just wonder, so much that goes on in the infield. Checking runners. What's the sign? Who has the pitch com availability to know what the pitch is? Does that change, alter where you're going to be setting up? Off-speed pitch? Do you play to pull a little bit more?
And a 1-2 pitch now to Toglia. That's a hot shot down to Mookie. Goes to second. Lux the turn. Double play. No runs, a hit. That's it. Good first inning for Gavin Stone. And the Dodgers coming to bat. Mookie Betts getting set to lead off for the Dodgers in the bottom of the first inning. Dodger lineup brought to you by your Lexus dealers. Ohtani on deck. Freddie Freeman will hit third. Will Smith and Max Muncy fifth. Teoscar Hernandez, Jason Hayward, Gavin Lux, and Andy Pages round out the lineup. And a good-looking lineup today for the Dodgers. Andy Pages earned his way in there today, and again a right-handed bat against the lefty Austin Gomber, who deals ball one to Mookie Betts. Gomber in Colorado is remembered by the fans as one of the return members from the Cardinals in the trade for Nolan Arenado. Mookie Betts,
which means they're high expectations.
Yes, very high expectations for Gomber. And his kick in a 2-0. And Mookie lines it into left center. That's a base hit. Now, when you look at this lineup mode, especially the top three, it's going to be a rare day when all three of them have a bad game. Somebody's going to get on base.
Somebody's get on base, and the other part too is there's extra base power in all three.
So here is Shohei Ohtani. Third time he's been in a spring game, and he's reached base in 4 of his first 6 plate appearances this spring. 2 hits, 2 walks. One of those hits a home run. The interesting thing about that home run that he hit too is that it was an opposite field home run. Last year, 44 home runs on his way to winning the American League Most Valuable Player Award, but 42 of them were to the pole side or to center field. Only 2 opposite field home runs all of last season.
Yeah, 16 to straightaway center.
1 ball and 1 strike to Shohei Ohtani. And the pitch. That is a strike. Breaking ball from Gomber.
Well, you be the umpire. Is that right at the knees? Gomber in his 4th year with the Rockies. He had 2 with the Cardinals.
And Ohtani rips it into right, a base hit. Mookie's going to hit the brakes around second and stop there. I mean, Ohtani just went out and got that ball and lobbed it into right.
Well, when you're strong, you can kind of stay back on the ball. You know, Ohtani out a little bit, but just watch how quickly he throws the bat at the ball at the last second on a curveball that had a lot of hang time on it.
That's a guy that spends a lot of time working on base running. As Freddie Freeman fouls the first pitch back. Ohtani wants to know where everybody on the field is all the time. He's constantly looking out, seeing what the outfielders are doing, where they're positioned, and seeing where the first baseman is, second baseman is. He always wants to know where they are. And Freddie, a base hit, and Mookie's going to come around third and score. Around second and heading for third is Ohtani. And 1, 2, 3, Betts, Ohtani, and Freeman, all base hits, 1-0 Dodgers.
Well, how about the fearsome threesome at the top of the order, and they're not done. Because Will Smith, who had a lot of at-bats, second most last year with runners in scoring position, but nothing new for Freeman, runners in scoring position, hit 370 last year, 3rd best in baseball.
A little hip shimmy. That might be the new dance for Freddie this year. He's added the hip thing to it. Now Smith looks at ball 1 from Gomber. It's funny, Gomber's major league debut was against the Philadelphia Phillies when he was with the Cardinals. And he took a no-hitter into the 7th inning. And I beg your pardon, it was against the Reds, not the Phillies. But Will hits one up in the air to center. Ohtani looks like he's going to tag. It's caught. Here comes Ohtani to the plate. The throw offline. He'll score. Sacrifice fly for Will. It's 2-0.
And on the high throw that missed the cutoff man, Freddie Freeman very alertly takes second base. But if you think you're going to get Ohtani, don't be fooled by the size. He is a big man but runs fast, and heads up base running by Freddie Freeman. Good job also by Max Muncy. You see, Freeman tagging up. I mentioned Muncy because Muncy was at home plate to let his player know, look, do you need to slide at home plate or not?
Muncy fouls it back. Well, this is something I think Dodger fans could get used to. Top of the order doing this, putting a 2-spot on the board so quickly. Freeman at second base, and Gomber out of the stretch, looks back at second. Now he'll throw to second, throws it into center field. An error on Gomber on the throw, and over to third goes Freeman.
$103 losses last year. There were a multitude of reasons why. If you make mistakes against good ball clubs, whether it be spring or regular season, you run into problems.
Infield will come in. 0-1 pitch. Hammered to right. It's going to get the run in. It's going to hang up. Wind knocked it down some. And Tolia makes the catch. Freeman scores. The error factors in. It's 3-0 Dodgers.
Don't see back-to-back sacrifice flies that often. And for Max Muncy, who did not really have a banner year against lefties, was able to get one and get a run in on top of it.
Well, 2 outs. Here's Teoscar Hernandez. And we've been telling you during the spring, his numbers against lefties have been very good. Nothing in 1 to Teoscar Hernandez. That's inside. I was telling you about Gomber. His major league debut was against the Reds at Great American Ballpark. Took a no-hitter into the 7th inning. And then suddenly the fire alarms went off at the ballpark and they had to delay the game. And when he came back, he faced Joey Votto, who immediately dropped a single in the outfield and broke up the no-hitter. But he had a tremendous outing until the fire alarm started to go off. Pitch to Hernandez in the dirt. And a 3-1 count to Teoscar. Last year, the Dodgers put 116 runs on the board in the first inning. And the Dodgers aren't done yet in the bottom of the first. A hit by Hernandez. That's the 4th hit of the inning for the Dodgers.
And with this Dodger ball club, if you project the lineup, we're seeing what may be the starting lineup on opening day, with the exception of James Outman, today's lineup. But there's a possibility of being 6 left-handed hitters. So for Teoscar Hernandez, a right-hander, important guy in that lineup to break up consecutive lefties.
Jason Hayward against the lefty today. I think during the course of the season, you're not going to see this as much. You'll see Kike Hernandez in there, maybe Chris Taylor in there, maybe.
Only 28 plate appearances against lefties last year for Hayward.
0-1 to Hayward. And a ground ball right side through for a base hit. 5 hits in the bottom of the first inning.
Tim, I've talked about the fact is if you look at Hayward, the playing time that he has, he'll put a different thought into an opposing manager's mind. If we're going to bring in a pitcher to work to him or not. But if you look at Chris Taylor and now with Kike Hernandez rejoining the Dodgers, the 2 right-handed hitters, those are going to be very key players in this Dodger lineup.
So Romo out to talk to Gomber. So the Dodgers in the bottom of the first as a team are 5 for 5. We've got 2 sacrifice flies that resulted in RBIs. Those are not counted as at bats but plate appearances. So 5 for 5 to start here today. And Gavin Lux trying to keep it going. Lux had a nice day yesterday over in Maryville, went 3 for 3. And he's thrilled to be back out on the field. It's just hard to recover from a long-term injury when you just can't get out on the field and play. So he's back out playing and feeling really good. And showing it with the bat.
It was agonizing for Gavin Lux last year to just sit and watch.
1-1 in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike to Lux. It's funny, I saw him yesterday. I was coming into the complex. He was leaving to go to the road game. I said, how you doing today? He goes, good. He goes, I'm late. He was driving himself over, so he knew he was going to play half the game and then drive back. He goes, I got to hurry up. It's a good thing he made it on time. He was leading off. Pitch up high.
Well, it's one of the shorter trips, though, too, to Maryville from Camelback Ranch.
Not that far. Hayward at first, and Teoscar Hernandez over at second. To left field. Back on it is Bradley Zimmer. He'll make the catch, and the side retired. But the Dodgers get 5 hits total, 3 in a row from Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, and Freddie Freeman. And after an inning, Dodgers lead it 3-0. 3-0, top of the second inning. And Gavin Stone back to work on the hill, facing Eleris Montero, the first baseman. Starts him off with a strike. Montero, corner infielder, but he'll settle in at first base. Did so for a bulk of the season last year with the Rockies. One ball, one strike. Well, the pitch that changed everything for Gavin Stone was learning the changeup. In the air, center field. That's a long run for Pages. He won't get there. And Montero's got a hit. Stone learned the changeup his first spring training. And throws kind of a split change. You can see the grip right now. He's holding the ball between his middle and ring finger. He'll hold the ball in the grip he's most comfortable with. If he's going to change the pitch, he'll do it in the glove. And Bradley Zimmer takes inside. But that changed everything for Stone. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. It's fouled off. Stone from a real small town in Arkansas, Lake City, Arkansas. Fewer than 3,000 people live there. And when he made his big league debut last May 3rd against the Phillies, basically the town shut down. Shops, restaurants.
A holiday.
Yeah, it was a holiday. Everybody was watching Gavin make his big league debut. Kind of a neat story. I'm sure a lot of those folks in Lake City watching right now. 2-1 pitch to Zimmer. Strike called outside corner.
If you can hit that spot consistently, hitters are going to have a real hard time.
Stone's 2-2. Zimmer swings and strikes out.
Yep, there's the off-speed pitch. You look at that sequence to begin with. The first pitch to Zimmer in the at bat was inside off the plate. Then he worked away. Then he went to the off-speed pitch.
That change has some nice arm side run and goes down a little bit away from the left-handed hitter. Center fielder is Sam Hilliard. Strike one to him. We're at first, one out, top of the second. Gavin Lux communicating with Mookie Betts as far as who's going to cover the bag. Freddie's got it. He'll go to Lux for one. Back to first. Safe at first. Well, Hilliard beat it out. Almost had another inning-ending double play right there. Force out at second, 3-6. And there are two away.
For Freeman, boy, he uses all 6'5" to be able to go upstairs. You'll be watching the throws by Gavin Lux. That was a good throw. And again, the Dodgers have worked on his throws for really the last couple of years. Last year, when the knee got healthy enough, was working on it again.
It's fouled off to the right now to play.
But longer throws, obviously now moving back over to shortstop. The other shorter throws from second base. This is all about right now for confidence for Lux and getting back into the field.
Alan Trejo. Look at a pitch low. Check this swing. Trejo, the third baseman. Umpires today: Tony Randazzo calling the balls and strikes. Dan Bellino, Paul Clemens, John Bacon on the bases. One to Trejo from Gavin Stone. At the knees for a strike.
Trejo was not in agreement. Well, Stone, first of all, not using pitch count. They're going the old-fashioned finger signs.
There's no requirement that any pitcher has to use them. Has to use the pitch comm system. Yeah. Runner goes. The ball hit in the air, right center. Andy Pages right in line with it, makes the catch. It's another shutout inning for Gavin Stone. Inning and a half done. 3-0 Dodgers. Savannah, and had to sit out most of last year due to a shoulder injury. He'll lead off here, number 9 hitter for the Dodgers, playing center field, facing the lefty Austin Gomber. And he has a power stroke. You pitch him inside, he'll drive one out, and he's driven 2 out so far this spring. Yesterday against the Cubs, he hit another. He's always had that power stroke, and unfortunately for Andy last year, he got promoted from AA in the month of May, played 1 game at AAA, and hurt his shoulder. And knew that he had a problem there. It was a labrum situation, and he said that and I thought this was a great attitude on his part. He said he gave himself 20 minutes to feel sorry for himself. And then that was it. Up in the air, shallow right center. And over to make the play is Michael Tolia. There's 1 out.
And Pajas was off to a very good start at AA. That's why he was advanced and went up to AAA. 33 games in AA, hit 284. 3 home runs, knocked in 25. But also his walk to strikeout ratio wasn't bad at all. He had 25 walks. Only 32 punch-outs.
Well, 1 out. Here's Mookie, 1 for 1 with a run scored. Takes ball 1 inside. 5 for 15. Pretty good this spring so far. 1 home run. And a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Marcus Lynn Betts. That's a fair ball down the line. Mookie around first, on his way to second. He'll be in with a double.
Betts has already had a good day, and it's only in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Well, for Betts, he doesn't pull the ball down the line a great deal, but when he does, he gets a pitch that could be dangerous. That sidewall stopped the ball from going into that deep corner. Otherwise, it might have been a triple.
We've seen him use all parts of the forest here in spring training. We've seen him go the other way to right field. And Mookie is really bearing down this spring. And Shohei takes a strike. When Ohtani first came over in 2018, he had the leg kick. He always had the leg kick as a timing mechanism. But things weren't going so well for him in spring training in 2018. And the Angels were kind of scratching their heads saying, well, what are we going to do with him?
Yeah, I mentioned the other day, the first time we saw him, Freeway Series, we went, wait a minute. He just didn't handle the pitches.
Well, Mike Trout and Albert Pujols told him, hey, get rid of the leg kick. But that's February 15th, 2018, courtesy of Jose Mota video. And now you see what he does with the lower half now. It's barely a toe tap.
But a couple of other things also changed, and just looking at that video from then and now. His right arm was extended more, and the position of the barrel of the bat was also a little bit different, to where the barrel of the bat had to travel a larger arc than it does at the present time.
This ball's hit well to center, and this ball is off the top of the wall. Mookie's going to cruise home. Shohei around second, on his way to third, and he's going to be in with a triple. Shohei thought it was gone. It hit the top of the wall, and on top of that, there's a screen. And get a look at where it hits. Hit on top of the padded part of the wall and then kicked over to the other side. So the screen prevented it from going up. You've got to get it above that screen to get it out of here. And so Shohei will settle for an RBI triple.
Did we mention the first few batters in this Dodger lineup are rather, well, fearsome?
Bud Black comes and gets Austin Gomber, and the starters chased already.
Yeah! It's Carl's Jr.'s 2 for $6 mix and match hand-breaded chicken tender wraps. That's a mouthful.
Watch the way he comes around first. He's like, oh, that's no, it's not gone. I better hurry up. And he's still got the third easily. 4-0 Dodgers. The top of the order so far is 5 for 5 in the game. And Freddie Freeman with 1 out and Ohtani at third. Chance to get him in. The new pitcher Blake Goldsberry over from minor league camp with the Rockies. One of the just-in-case guys. And they needed him early. Gomber gave up 7 hits in an inning in the third. Numbers on Goldsberry last year in Double-A Hartford. 2-0 to Freddie Freeman. And a strike. So we showed you about Ohtani losing the leg kick. Again, as Rick had mentioned, it was in the Freeway Series. He was facing Rich Hill. And the first time he got rid of it, he hit a line shot to left center, and he said, that's what I'm doing from now on. Oh, great stop there by Carreras. Throws on to first. Freeman's going to be safe. Ohtani scores, and it's 5-0.
Freeman absolutely annihilated that pitch. Carreras, nice stop. With a less than stellar throw.
And Will Smith takes outside for a ball.
So the top 3, 5 for 6. They've scored 4 runs. They've knocked in 3. Not a bad start.
Now, is this going to happen every game? No, they might just get 3 runs.
Well, we're in the second inning. The numbers we just talked about, that's a very good game, much less 2 innings.
I guess. Dodgers putting on a display so far. Will to right field, line drive, base hit. And the beat goes on.
You're talking about just in case. Well, this may have been in case of break glass.
Last time up, Max Muncy hit the ball really well to right. Wind knocked it down, but he got a sacrifice fly and a run banded in out of it. Still 1 out, 2 on. And the pitch is outside. Goldsberry being careful with Muncy right away. Rockies come into this game having won 4 straight. 7-3 their record. Dodgers 8-2-1. Muncy just Hooks it foul. Max still had a little soreness from when he was hit on Wednesday in the top of the left hand, but he's been back, full baseball activities. Not any big problem at this point in time. Here comes a 1-1 from Goldsberry. Ball and 2 strikes to Muncy.
How's this for a start? Dodger offense is 8 for 11. 2 sacrifice flies.
It's pretty good. Well, some days the day at the office just starts off really well.
Yep. And then from the Rockies, there are those days. At least so far.
Here comes a 2-2. Right in on the fists. Max stays alive. Tomorrow is an organizational day off for the Dodgers. No game. It's their only off day that they have this spring before taking off to Korea. Muncy strikes out. Well, 2 men out. Oscar Hernandez had a base hit with 2 outs in the first inning. Five runs on 8 hits, 2 outs, bottom of the second. Lets it go for a strike. Oscar seems to have settled into his new surroundings here with the Dodgers. He was telling us that, choosing the opportunity to come to the Dodgers, of course the Dodgers chose him too, but he wanted to come here because he wanted to be with a winning organization. And a right-handed bat who's going to play a lot against lefties. He figures he'll be a pretty solid contributor. 2-1.
Roberts seeing a lot of the players, established guys, getting more and more at bats. Pitchers beginning to stretch things out, but the first week or 10 days he's had a marvelous look at the younger players as well.
Oh, got him in the helmet. This seems to be okay.
Thank goodness a breaking ball.
Yep. So he'll go down to first. The bases will be loaded. Oh, in the elbow. He had his elbow up by his head. Got him in the elbow pad. So from where we sit from behind, it looked like the helmet plus it popped off, but fortunately for him, it got him in that arm pad. Huh.
It's actually a difficult pitch, Tim, from a hitter standpoint to get out of the way of. Breaking ball. You don't know where. Do you back up? Do you go forward? Because going forward is for an animal to you. Thank goodness he was able to raise his arms and protect his head.
Kind of like he was just playing defense.
At that point, there's no other choice.
Yeah. So here's Jason Hayward, bases loaded, 2 outs. Popped up foul, third base side out of play. Hayward a base hit in the first. Well, the way this is going today, this is probably going to be an early day for the starters. The top of the order has already had 2 at bats, and the plan typically at this stage is to have 3 in a game. There's an 0-1 coming to Hayward. Strike.
Well, when we looked at the Dodgers roster for this game, we noticed that there are 14 position players in uniform. besides the ones that started the game. So we're talking about on the bench 14.
Maybe they had an idea.
So they have a village as backups.
He's already had his first 2. He figures to have 3 today. All he's done is gone single, triple with an RBI and 2 runs scored. Thought he had a home run. And Hayward down on strikes. So Goldsberry comes in, settles things down a little bit. But the Dodgers pick up a couple of more. 5-0 Dodgers after 2.
Los Angeles Dodgers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Dodgers.
Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr., where our signature charbroiled burgers are always the star. A few stars to choose from already in this ball game. 5-0 Dodgers lead it, top of the 3rd. And Drew Romo, their top catching prospect for the Rockies, at the plate, getting the start today. Was in Double-A Hartford, Triple-A Albuquerque last year. Facing Gavin Stone, starting his 3rd inning of work. Stone's allowed just 2 hits so far, struck out 1, but he's hung a 0. That's the name of the game.
Gavin Stone, for the first 2 innings, made 27 pitches, and 20 of those were strikes.
2-1, just missed outside.
So when you're throwing at 74% strike rate,
you gotta love seeing.
A pretty good idea.
Yeah, that's such a good number for any pitcher. Ground ball to the glove side of Betts. Nice and easy flip on to first, 1 down.
Mookie Betts, by the way, now from a hitting standpoint, okay, he's 2 for 2 today. He's now reached base in 1/2 of his plate appearances this spring. So a 500 on base percentage. He has 6 hits, 4 walks in 20 plate appearances. Nice start.
Julio Carreras inside. I've seen Mookie in a lot of spring trainings. I've seen him play a lot of baseball. Our days in Boston together. And spring training was never a huge deal for him in terms of numbers. Max Muncy throws out Julio Carreras. Quite honestly, I mean, for him, at his level and what he expects of himself, he would get off to a slower start than he would like. Typically, April was a little slow for Mookie.
Well, there's no urgency.
No,
it's not like he has to prove anything to anyone.
He's
the only thing that
right
Mookie Betts has to do is to understand how long he's going to need to get ready and go.
Ground ball down to Muncy again, hit by Ezekiel Tovar. There's a nice inning right there. 8 pitches, 3 ground ball outs for Gavin Stone.
It's Carl's Jr.'s 2 for $6 mix and match hand-breaded chicken tender wraps. That's a mouthful. And so are these. Combine your 2 favorites with barbecue, ranch, or spicy Santa Fe.
Suit up this season at MLBShop.com. Check out the largest selection of official jerseys, caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your Dodgers at MLBShop.com. Shohei Ohtani due to hit perhaps this inning. One guy's got to get on. And Gavin Lux will lead off against Noah Davis. First ball swinging up in the air to center. Backpedaling is Hilliard. He'll make the catch, 1 pitch and 1 away in the Dodger third. Noah Davis from Surf City, USA, Huntington Beach. Pitched collegiately at UCSB, Santa Barbara for the Gauchos. He's been on the Albuquerque to Denver Express the last couple of seasons. Back and forth between AAA and the majors. Andy Pages, 0 for 1, fly to right in the second. His OPS this spring, Mo, over 1,500, 1,571. Now, how good is that? Now, granted, it's a spring training sample size, but just to give you some context on it, the National League MVP, Ronald Acuna, last year had an OPS of 1.012, just a little over 1,000. Pages so far this spring 1,500 plus.
You know what they tell you, don't you? Don't leave it all in Arizona.
Well, you'll hear more about Andy Pages as he continues to develop, and Dave Roberts saying he wouldn't even be surprised if we saw him with the big club this year at some point.
Dave Roberts looks, and you know, Pages has the size, the speed, the strength. He knows how to play the game on top of it. He's getting better and better.
And that's a pitch right there that he's learned discipline on. One of the things about him as a younger player was learning how to lay off that breaking ball down and away, that slider. He would chase pitches from right-handers, but he has been much more patient with those and cut down his strikeout rate as a result.
Well, you don't have to be in a hurry to hit. The ball has to come to you. You don't have to go out after the ball.
Pages ready at the plate. Noah Davis set to pitch. Here comes the payoff. Inside, ball 4, and Pages has reached base again. Now, Mookie Betts is locked in here in Arizona. And so far, he's got single, scored a run, and now he's got a double down the line and scored another run. One thing when you look at Mookie Betts' numbers over the years, how many runs he scores. And he's been at or near the top of the list every year he's played pretty much in terms of runs scored.
Here's an oversimplification of Mookie Betts. At the end of the game, if he has dirt on his uniform, the Dodgers probably won.
1-0. He lays off the pitch.
How's the uniform look right now? It has a lot of dirt on it.
And do not be surprised if at the end of the year he's won another Gold Glove, but done it at a different position. He can be that good at second base. 3 for 3 for Betts. Oh, that ball just clubbed into center field. He went up there, tomahawked it to center.
He hasn't hit anything softly yet today. Fortunately for Noah Davis, that ball was not hit lower than it was.
2 on and 1 out for Shohei Ohtani. Started spring training 0 for 2. Since then, he's reached in 6 straight plate appearances, going 4 for 4 with 2 extra base hits, 2 walks. And threw one inside. He pulled off the pitch. Now, when he was playing in Japan, he did not get a lot of pitches in that area. He did not get thrown inside very often. More out of a respect factor than anything, but you know, here in the States, he is getting pitched in just like that.
Well, the pitches inside, there are a lot more swing and misses by Ohtani if you look at last year. But boy, did he handle the fastball, especially that real good fastball, 95 or higher, which he got right there. He hit exactly 300 against fastballs that were 95 or higher than that. And when he was ahead in the count, you might as well just go ahead and walk him, because ahead in the count, he had well over 400.
2-1 pitch. Into right field, a base hit. He's 3 for 3. Here comes Pages around to score. Another run batted in for Shohei Ohtani. Boy, have a day.
He was ahead in the count. 2-1 the count. So right-handers, he hit 327. That was 4th best in Major League Baseball last year. Where he was really good is that when he went the 3rd time of an at-bat against the starting pitcher, he hit 419. So late in the game, starters did not want to pitch to him.
Shohei's afternoon's going to be finished. Miguel Vargas will come run for him, but that's a good day for Shohei Ohtani. 3 for 3. 2 runs batted in, 2 runs scored. Now Freddie Freeman with 1 out and runners at the corners. Outside ball 1. 3 innings, 3 at bats. Get a little refreshment, call it a day. 1-0 to Freeman. That's fouled away. Dave Roberts was asked an interesting question this morning about Shohei. He was asked, is this still rehab, or is this just getting ready for the season now? And Dave said, this is just getting ready for the season now. He looks like he's ready. As Shohei has said, he wants to be ready to go come opening day in Seoul, South Korea. For those in Los Angeles, it'll be opening morning.
Early morning. 3 a.m. morning.
Yeah. Here's the 1-2. That's up high. I think a lot of people are going to either go to bed early and set their alarm, or they're going to stay up.
Huh?
I know a couple people who'll be awake.
Both of us.
We might be partially awake. 2-2, and Freddie strikes out for the second out here in the third. Mookie Betts talking with Dino Ebel at third, and here is Will Smith, who lined one to right field in the second inning. 6-0 Dodger lead. 2 on, 2 out. Mookie Betts 3 for 3. Shohei Ohtani 3 for 3. And Will takes a slider for a strike.
Yeah, the top three, which is the way we opened up the telecast on the pregame. The top three in the order are 7 for 9. They've scored 5. They've knocked in 4.
It's enough to win you a ball game. Seems like we always look at the number 4 in terms of runs scored. You know, if a team scores 4 runs or more, what's the record? And typically it's a winning record. 3 or fewer might not be as good. That's a mile high into the air. Glass is on. Hilliard, he'll make the catch, and Smith is done. And the Dodgers tack on another one. Hits by Betts and Ohtani. Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani heading up to the clubhouse. They'll wrap up their afternoons. And Gavin Stone, he had a pretty good afternoon. 3 innings, only 2 hits allowed. No runs, 1 strikeout, no walks, 35 pitches. And Michael Grove out of Wheeling, West Virginia now takes over. Facing Nolan Jones. Top of the 4th inning. Grove figures to go multiple innings here today, as he is still in the running to make the Dodgers roster for opening day. One and one, and the pitch on the way. That's in for a strike. Yeah, the other night when we were over in Goodyear after the game, saw a gentleman all decked out in West Virginia University gear. Mountaineers, that's where Grove went. So I saw Michael the next day in the clubhouse. I said, hey, was anybody you know at the game last night? He says, no. So I saw a guy dressed up all Mountaineer gear, and he lit up. He said, oh, you don't see that a lot out here. And that's a fact. He's really looking forward to seeing what happens this year with him and where he slots in with the Dodgers. So he continues his development, trying to be on the roster all the time. 3-2. Ground ball to Betts. Backhand stab. He'll throw him out.
Gavin Stone going the first 3 innings. An update on the starting pitching so far. Pretty good. Only 4 earned runs in 23 2/3 innings. We'll do the math. Mark Pryor's aware of it. A 1.52 ERA.
Toglia rips it into the glove of Kevin Padlo, the new first baseman. Well, that ball was smoked off the bat of Toglia, but right into the webbing. And there are 2 down.
And Toglia will get a hang with him when he gets back in the first base dugout of the Rockies.
You're not going to hit the ball much harder.
Well, that's why hitting is frustrating. You do everything you can to hit the ball. You hit it well, and there's somebody with a glove.
2 down, and Montero takes low. I know you converted for a while. You played some first base in the big leagues. That ball gets on you in a hurry, doesn't it?
Oh, my goodness. Sometimes you think you're just too close to home plate. It also applies not only when you leap, but the other part too in first base is to understand the range of your second baseman. How far can you go where you're not interfering with your second baseman to have a much better opportunity to make the play? And with Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman normally on that right side of the infield, there's a lot of coverage there defensively.
For guys that play multiple positions or have been moved over to first base, and tell me if you experienced this, because your whole life you're taught move in the direction the ball's hit, right? But at first base, sometimes you have to move in the opposite direction.
Exactly.
To center field, Pages is there. And that's a good inning for Michael Grove. He retires the side in order. After 3.5, it's a 6-0 Dodger lead. $40,000 fans in attendance at Dodgers Stadium March 30th. Receive a Freddie Freeman bobblehead presented by Bank of America. For tickets and information, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. Max Muncy to lead off the Dodger half of the 4th inning. 6-0. Dodgers in front. Max first ball swinging, drives it on the ground, foul. It's Noah Davis. Davis, Huntington Beach guy. Originally drafted by the Reds in 2018. Now been with the Rockies a number of years. Muncy drills one down the right field line, and it hooks foul. What do you think of Max's swing so far this year?
I was just going to say that's a great swing. You know, 15 pounds does make a difference. And that's exactly what he dropped before he came into spring training. It's going to help him defensively and maybe also from an offensive standpoint. I mean, that swing right there, that's poetry in motion.
Still looking to have another good year. Had a great year in terms of production. Inside, it's 1-2. There's the 1-2. This one way back and gone. Max Muncy with a home run. A no-doubter off the bat. And the Dodgers lead it 7-0.
As good as the swing was on the foul ball in this at-bat down the right field line, this swing even better. You look at pitch selection. But just watch how fluid the swing is. Talked many times about hitting against a firm front side. The hips open up. If the shoulders lead, everything goes, including your chin. But you open up with your hips, and that's where you generate some power with your legs, too.
I think Max had an idea.
Oh.
His reaction right after the swing. He knew he got it. Teoscar Hernandez 1-for-1, hit by a pitch last time up in the second inning.
As a hitter, when everything is working and working fluidly, it's really fun to get to home plate. Conversely, when you get into that proverbial slump, and everybody's going to be there, the question is for how long and how many times. Nothing seems to work. You feel like you're totally out of sync. Like the top half of your body doesn't belong to the bottom half of your body. You don't see the ball out of the pitcher's hand, but when you're locked in, it's like slow motion.
3-0 to Hernandez, now 3-1. Muncy obviously seeing the ball well. 5 for 10 this spring, 2 home runs. Nothing wrong with his vision. Teoscar now with a full count.
Yeah, you bring up a good point too. Is that you start to look at the good major league hitters. If you were to take overall and test all of their eyes, where would it be on the charts? You can make the argument way off the charts. I mean,
2010.
Yeah, I mean their vision.
The ground ball is short. Tovar. A running throw is low, and it gets past the first baseman. And Teoscar Hernandez is going to be safe. Montero couldn't snare it. Be an error on Tovar on the throw.
And Tovar, a Gold Glove finalist last year. It wasn't the glove, it was the arm.
Hernandez will come out of the ball game now. And he will have a pinch runner. It is Ryan Ward running for him at first base. And he'll go into the outfield. Jason Hayward, nobody out, man aboard. Pitch missing. Yeah, all you guys who were pilots were really good hitters, you know, like Ted Williams.
Ted Williams.
You had good vision.
Jerry Coleman was also a Marine aviator. He was American League Rookie of the Year when he came up with the Yankees. Bob Kennedy was another pilot.
Didn't you fly down to a spring training game once?
Yes. Statute of limitations have come and gone. So
oh, good. Yeah. I mean, I asked knowing the answer, but. The chance now for the third baseman, Alan Trejo, to make the play.
And the rate that this game is going, we'll have plenty of time to discuss that along the way.
People are sitting at home saying, inquiring minds want to know.
Well, I didn't make the trip down to Fort Lauderdale. In one game in Vero Beach at Dodger Town.
The pitch to Lux inside.
But my roommate Steve Yeager did make the trip, and he was doing the catching. So I worked out at the stadium and what have you. I was doing a commercial for an FBO.
Ground ball toward the middle.
And
Tovar's
people
got
can't
it.
wait to hear the rest of the story.
It's a great tease. Great
If Vinny had
setup.
been telling the story, Lux would have fouled off about 13.
Exactly. He'd have kept fouling off pitches. Anyway, we'll move along. We'll head to the fifth. Max Muncy. He dials long distance. It's now a 7-0 lead. Max Muncy's afternoon has come to a conclusion. He's got a home run today. Chris Owings has replaced him at third. Gavin Lux is out. Trey Sweeney, the new shortstop. So Lux playing in back-to-back games. Yesterday in Maryville and here today. Up against a day off tomorrow. Pitch is low from Grove to Bradley Zimmer. Ryan Ward stays in the game. He's in left field. Jose Ramos is in right now as Hayward is out and Mookie Betts done for the day. Austin Gauthier takes over for him at second. So as we're getting ready to go to a break, a double play was hit. So Rick was telling us a story about he was playing for the Dodgers in spring training down in Florida, and there was an airplane involved in the story.
Yeah, I didn't make the trip. My roommate Steve Yeager did make the trip, so I was checked out in all the aircraft for this one fixed base operation. Went over, grabbed a plane, and I flew down to Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport.
Grove strikes out Zimmer, one down.
Which was about 150 yards where I could park the plane, 150 yards from the stadium where the Dodgers were playing. So I get the stands, and Tommy was there and says, "Mo, how'd you get here?" I said, "Tommy, there was no traffic. I just flew down here." He goes, "Okay." So Yank played like 6-7 innings and then asked Tommy, "Hey, can I go back with Mo?" I said, "Sure." So we go back, we hop across the fence, we get in the plane, we take off, we go back to Vero Beach and figure, okay, fine, have an early evening start. The next day we go into the ballpark, and as soon as we walk into the locker room, we hear Tommy, "Move, Boomer, get in here." So we go into Tommy's office, and he closes the door. That's never a good thing. He says, "You didn't tell me that you flew down." I said, "No, Tommy, I did. I told you there was no traffic, and I just absolutely flew down. Don't you ever do that again."
Well, technically, you weren't lying.
No, I told the man the truth.
What 2 to Hilliard. He struck him out, so drove with 2 strikeouts to start the 5th.
But you could fly to a lot of different stadiums in and around Florida. Grove getting that breaking ball too, back-to-back punch-outs.
You could do it here pretty easily. The airport's just over there.
Yeah, Glendale Airport right over here.
Third baseman Alan Trejo, strike 1.
Could have flown to Goodyear.
Right.
5-minute flight.
If that. Yeah, we had the night game in Goodyear, so we couldn't see the boneyard for all the planes and storage that we normally see during the day games. A lot of big aircraft over there, though. 1-1 pitch. And did he go? Appeal down to first. He did not go. Two balls and 1 strike. I'm not so sure that the biggest part of that story is the fact that Yeager played 7 innings in a spring training game. Probably should have been 5. He might have buried the lead there. Two pitch to Trejo. 2 down, bases empty. It's 3-2. So Grove ready to go. And he's walked him, and that ends a streak of 11 straight batters retired by Dodger pitchers. And there's only been 2 of them. Stone and Michael Grove. 2-out walk. But you never had any fun with your old roomie, did you, Steve Yeager?
No.
You guys just all business all the time, right?
Absolutely. That's our story, and we're sticking to it.
Drew Romo, the catcher, takes low and in.
Boomer.
And the 1-0. That is outside and low. 2 balls and no strikes. I know you guys are still in close touch.
Yep. In fact, he'll be in the Valley of the Sun this weekend.
Ah. Any good plans?
We'll have dinner one night. His family's going to be here. That's the nice thing, you know, after the playing career, the friendships that you have last for a lifetime. And especially when you're fortunate enough to play on teams where everybody pulled on the same end of the rope, and you wind up. The reason I wear this championship ring every day, it reminds me of 24 other players, coaches, front office, and the fans.
Ramos isn't going to get it. Splits the outfielders. And now coming around third will be Trejo. And the Rockies get on the board at 7-1 on a 2-out double by Drew Romo.
You start the inning off back-to-back strikeouts. You walk a bat and then you leave a fastball up out over the plate. That's the danger zone.
Julio Carreras will be the batter against Grove. Grove trying to finish things up in the top of the 5th inning. And the pitch. Well, you guys had quite a run there in '81.
Well, it was quite a run when you start to look at 77 and 78. You get to the World Series, defeated by the Yankees both of those days. 79 was a season riddled with injuries and surgeries.
Ground ball to short right there. Trey Sweeney. He'll throw on to first.
In '81, you win the World Championship.
Dodgers looking for one of those this year. Michael Grove gives up the run. 7-1 halfway through the 5th. Well, on the right, Eric Karros. He was in the Dodger dugout in uniform. And on the left, Kyle Karros comes out to play third base for the Rockies. Out of UCLA. They exchanged lineup cards today. Had a nice move by Bud Black and the Rockies today, bringing Kyle over. So Eric gets to see one of his sons playing in a Major League exhibition game now. Andy Pages, first ball swinging in the air to right field. And this will be caught for out number 1. One pitch and one away in the Dodger 5th. Matt Cook is the new pitcher. Non-roster invite, in spite of the fact he had been with the Rockies previously. Also had been with the Mariners and the Diamondbacks. Originally came up with the Mets, but never made it to the big leagues with the Mets. Cook out of Cherokee, Iowa. And like a lot of guys in baseball, went to the University of Louisville. Chris Owings. Went into third base for Max Muncy last half inning. He was batting in the top spot in the batting order right now, so now a straight change. Yanquiel Fernandez is the new right fielder for the Rockies. Michael Toglia has moved from right field over to left field. Kyle Karros at third base. Ball hit to short. Ezekiel Tovar sidearms on to first for the out. 2 gone for the Dodgers in the 5th. There's Miguel Vargas. Came in to pinch run for Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani left today 3 for 3. 2 singles and a triple. 2 runs batted in and 2 runs scored. And the first pitch to Vargas on the outside corner. So on the 10th, the Diamondbacks play the Dodgers. And why is that significant? I'm wondering if Torey Lovullo brings over Cole Roberts, Dave Roberts' son, who is a minor leaguer now with the Arizona Diamondbacks. That would be neat. That's a shot right down to Karros, who backhands it. And I'm sure
Dad's breathing a little easier.
He can exhale. Eric can exhale now, Eric. All right. 7-1 heading to the 6th. Dodger Stadium Monday, April 1st for Fernando Valenzuela Jersey Night, sponsored by Bank of America. Dodgers.com/promotions for all the information. So Michael Grove starts his 3rd inning of work facing the shortstop Ezekiel Tovar. Dodgers 7 runs on 11 hits. Rockies 1 run on 3 hits.
That's good news. You get back-to-back pitchers stretching it out to the 3rd inning. There's a breaking ball. You look at Grove last year. Of his 73 strikeouts, 53 of those came on sliders. Talk about an effective pitch.
1-1. Ball and 2 strikes to Tovar.
So to get those 53 strikeouts, his swing and miss rate was approaching 50% on the slider.
It's really good. Tovar had a grand slam yesterday for the Rockies. Rockies as a team so far this spring have been hitting the ball pretty well, especially in the last 4 games prior to today. In fact, they led all spring teams with a .301 team batting average. And he walked him. So Tovar, the leadoff man, is aboard for Colorado here in the 6th.
I showed you a video in between half innings. We have talked many times about what a great athlete Brusdar Graterol is. And the video was at a driving range last night. And for Brusdar Graterol, he pulled a Happy Gilmore with a driver and crushed it.
Yeah,
we don't know if he can putt.
Well, we know he can get the ball down to the green. And Jones, he drives this one into the right field corner, and that's going to bounce over the wall for a double. So Tovar will have to hold at third, and Jones will be in the second with a 2-base hit.
But most of these guys are just, I mean, my hand-eye coordination is off the charts. But I showed you the video, and your jaw dropped.
Yeah, well,
just as mine did when a friend of mine who was with him. But
well, he took the Happy Gilmore approach, where he took the the step or two approach to it and just absolutely squared it up. I mean, he crushed it. I wish we knew what the distance was on it.
Far.
Yeah, it was far. I mean, it might have been Mars. I don't know. It was incredible.
But he was just standing there nonchalantly, and then turned and pulled the Happy Gilmore. For you golfers out there, you'll understand what we're saying.
Foul tip, and Tolia with a 1-ball 1-strike count. Nobody out, and the Rockies with 2 runners in scoring position. Another foul tip. That one pops out of the glove. Will Smith, who's still in the ball game. Pitch is low. Slider about 86. And fastball in the mid-90s.
Not effective. You just start to wonder now, is a little bit of fatigue setting in with Grove. This is 3rd inning.
There's 2-2 pitch to Tolia. Fouled away.
And I say maybe the fatigue because a lot of pitches have been out of the strike zone. That was a breaking ball. The slider was up and out over the plate. That's not where you want to be throwing the pitch.
Down to first base. Padlo will take the 1 out. Rockies will get a run out of it. So 3 unassisted. Tovar comes in to score. And down to third. From second goes Nolan Jones. Dave Roberts coming out to get Michael Grove. Eloise Montero will be the next hitter. So a pitching change at Camelback Ranch. Michael Grove's afternoon is done. Tell you about the new Dodger hurler in a moment.
Mr. Box, I had
Dodgers go to left-hander Steven Gonzalez, 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. Runner at third base. And the batter will be a right-handed hitter, Eloise Montero. Gonzalez. And another opportunity. This will be his 4th time in a Cactus League game. Worked last on Tuesday against Cincinnati. Montero fouls it off. Dodgers played the Reds over in Goodyear. Actually on Thursday, not Tuesday. Last year he was all over the Cubs system. Chicago, I mean by all over the Cubs system, he was at 4 different levels at one point or another. Field playing back, conceding the run here. Dodgers up 7-2. 2 strikes now to Montero. Gonzalez out of San Diego, went to Cathedral Catholic High School in San Diego. Popped up right side. Coming in is Ramos. He'll call off Austin Gauthier, the second baseman. He'll make the catch for the second out. Jose Ramos has been a guy that has been impressive too in terms of his defense, and early on showing some power at the plate. We should see him hit this next half inning coming up. Jordan Beck now hitting for Bradley Zimmer. Zimmer is out, Beck is in. First ball swinging, drops it into center field. That's an RBI single, and it's 7-3.
Okay, just keep pecking away. I mentioned that for Colorado, their 5th consecutive losing season, but again, it was a year where they were one team at home and another team on the road. On the road, ERA against them 3.65, but the ERA at home 5.25. Yes, Coors Field. Yes, altitude.
And Gil Fernandez, the right fielder. We've talked about it before, the size of the field too. More hits drop in. It's the 2nd largest outfield. It's not the largest. 2nd largest outfield in baseball. And if you had to guess, you're probably thinking about, okay, what field would be bigger than that one? It's Kansas City. I don't know if a lot of folks would have figured Kansas City.
As far as the square footage, yes.
1-1 pitch to Fernandez. Up high. They're trying to get Nolan Jones's attention down there. I was wondering where that was coming from. Look, they're waving. They have no idea they're right next to our microphone down there. Anyway, 3-1 to Fernandez. Hey, swings and misses. It's 3-2. A good crowd on hand on this weekend. Dodgers have had a little home cooking here at Camelback Ranch. A couple of consecutive games here. Again, they'll be off tomorrow, and then here Tuesday night, Wednesday, and then over in Scottsdale on Thursday against the Giants. It's just different in spring training where you don't have that same game preparation you have for the regular season games in terms of scouting, in terms of game planning, because you're playing a different team every day, and it's more about getting ready than anything else. And there's more of a script because you have a pitching script, you have a position player script. Guys are coming in after 3 at-bats. Where those things don't happen during the regular season. Padlo touches first. Fernandez is out. 2 runs come in for the Rockies in the top of the 6th.
Mr. Box.
Ohtani was in there as the designated hitter today. He had a pretty good day. 3 at-bats in 3 innings of play. Single. Thought he hit it out here. This has turned into a triple off the top of the wall. And then another base hit, another RBI. So 2 RBIs today, 2 runs scored. Shohei Ohtani looking more and more ready. Here's Kevin Padlo, first ball swinging, pops it up. And foul ground, third baseman Karros makes the catch. Oh, right away, 1 down. And Jeff Criswell, the new pitcher, took over for Matt Cook. One thing about Ohtani that he did, I thought it was an interesting thing he did in the offseason between the 2020 and the 2021 seasons. He was with the Angels. Just to get himself better prepared for the season. When the season ended, he hired a pitcher, a regular pitcher, not a BP pitcher. There's a difference. You know, you're going to have somebody throw you batting practice. That's one thing. You get, 50-mile-an-hour fastballs coming in.
The confidence builders.
Yeah, but he hired a pitcher to pitch live BP, to pitch like it was a game. And so to try to replicate what he would be facing in a game. And he came into spring training in 2021 with the Angels, and it was a huge difference for him. He was ready right away. A lot of guys don't take much live BP, if any, in the offseason. They'll hit in the cage. They might hit on the field somewhere if they're in a warm weather area, but you don't normally see the live BP. Oh, Will's hit. Smith hit by the pitch. He'll hit down to first.
Left forearm just above the wrist. Smith holds his hands out far out in front of him to begin with, but then as he begins the stride, he brings them into more of a power position.
Well, Smith is out, and Drew Avens is going to pinch run for him. So Avens, an outfielder, running for Will Smith, so we'll see a catcher coming in here shortly. Austin Gauthier. Swing and foul ball. You ever do that in the offseason? Take live BP?
No. Painful enough during the season. Why wreck an off season?
Long fly ball toward the right field corner, and it's going to twist foul.
But it's a great idea. I was getting calls during the offseason too. Is it once Ohtani signed with the Dodgers and was working out at Dodger Stadium, how intense his workouts were.
Austin Gauthier with a grand slam a couple of nights ago. Here against Cleveland. Dodgers were trailing. It was the 8th inning. Bases were loaded. Gauthier going to fastball. He handled it on the outer half, and he hit it to right over the 380 marker. And flipped the script on Cleveland, and the Dodgers would win it 6-4. 0-2 pitch to Gauthier. We'll wait. Throw over to first base. And Avens is back in plenty of time. Bottom of the 6th on a Sunday afternoon. Dodgers leading 7-3. Runner goes, and it's fouled back. Avens had a good jump. Says, I got to go back, really? So he was trying to take off early because Criswell had already thrown over there twice. He figured, I'm going to get the big jump now. He can't throw over again. And the new catcher, Willie McIver, will come out and have a word. Shortstop for the Rockies, Coco Montez. Adiel Amador is at second base now. Hunter Goodman is the first baseman. Jordan Beck has gone out to center field. Zach Veen is in left. Pitch outside to Gauthier. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Dodgers second baseman. Chased one and strikes out. 2 out. And Ryan Ward. And Teoscar Hernandez spot in the batting order will now face Criswell. 234 last year in AAA.
Big power numbers to go with it.
Avens back. I wonder if Avens gets off another half step here to try to force him to throw over again. It's right at the edge of the cut of the grass. Strike to Ward. Foul back. Again, the Dodgers do not have a game tomorrow, and Bobby Miller is going to pitch on Tuesday night here against the Angels. To see Bobby back in action.
Night game and 99 miles an hour on a fastball.
Ward out on strikes, and that does it for the Dodgers in the 6th. We head to the 7th inning at Camelback Ranch. Dodgers in front 7-3. Season ticket memberships are now on sale. All memberships include exclusive access to opening day, postseason tickets, exclusive member-only events, team discounts, and so much more. Dodgers.com/membership for more. Here is Kyle Karros facing Gus Varland. First time Karros has come to the plate in the game. And he hits one a long way out of play down the left field side. I'm sure Dad in the Dodger dugout not pacing, but a little nervous inside. One ball, one strike pitch, a wave and a miss. Always good to see the next generation. Yeah, he swings and strikes out. Varland gets him. So Karras down on strikes. Gus Varland pitching now to Hunter Fiducia, who's come in behind the plate. And Willie McIver, the Rockies' second catcher used today, takes the strike. Drew Avens remain in the game. He's in center field. Top of the seventh, 7-3. Dodgers got a lot of damage done early. Top of the first inning. Betts, Ohtani, and Freeman all with singles. In fact, the Dodgers ended up with 5 hits in the bottom of the first inning. Scored 3 runs, put 2 more up in the second. Betts had a double in the second. Ohtani had a triple. Freeman reached on an error. And Will Smith had a base hit in the second inning. Dodgers get another run in the third. Betts and Ohtani hits again. After Andy Pages led off with a walk, he came around to score. Nothing in 2. Trying to catch the bottom of the strike zone.
Pitching today has been very good for this Dodger ball club. Beginning to see now pitchers and starters in particular stretch things out.
Gus Varland, originally drafted by the A's 2018 out of Concordia in St. Paul, Minnesota. Hit of the air to center. This is going to be a long run for Avens. He won't get it. McIver around first. He's around second. Runs very well. And he is in with a 1-out double.
He's going to have to retrieve his helmet. He lost it about halfway to second base. Got a very good pitch to hit, especially on a 1-2 count. So the Rockies showing off some of the youngsters as well.
Hunter Goodman, the first baseman. And runner breaks for third. Fiducia's throw down is there. Oh no, he's called safe. Owings thought he tagged it. Looked like Fiducia had it there in plenty of time. Maybe the tag was late or whatnot. We'll find out.
They're just not paying attention. A runner at second base. High throw down to the bag.
Had to get the right hand in before Owings could lay the tag on him. Throw was just a little bit high. And in case you're wondering, we do not have replay for these games, so we're not going to go to replay. 1-1 hit sharply down to third. Owings thought about coming home, then went across and got the sure out. And a run comes in, and stolen base got it done. It's now 7-4. Ground ball out to third by Goodman. Well, 2 men out, and Coco Montez came in for Tovar. And Varland gets a strike by him. 0-1 pitch. Varland's got, in his mechanics, he's got that high leg kick. And you see everything from a slide step to a high leg kick from different pitchers. It's not quite a Dennis Eckersley type of leg kick because he puts a little bit too much bend in the knee. Eck had a straight leg out, but it's about the same height.
Or the high leg kick. You think back years and years ago, Juan Marichal. With the brouhaha with Juan Marichal and John Roseboro with Koufax and Mount, who would have dreamed that Marichal would eventually put on a Dodger uniform?
Well, he's got the statue at the ballpark in San Francisco. The entrance that we go in at, his statue's off to the right. And it's the high leg kick, and his spikes from the cleats are basically pointing at the sky. 2-2 to Montez. That's popped up and way out of play. Varland's 2-2. Again fouled off. Montez hanging in there. Who else that you can think of had one of those high leg kicks or a difficult delivery maybe to pick up the ball from because of a leg kick? Ooh, Montez gets hit.
Well, there's nowhere to go right here. I mentioned earlier, you get a ball thrown at you. It's not on purpose, but you really don't know which way to go.
Hunter Freducia will talk it over with Varland. Say, look, we got 2 down. A new hitter in the DH spot, Aaron Schunk. .290. Pretty good average. Good numbers. 14 home runs, 77 runs batted in, and Albuquerque in the Pacific Coast League. Those are good numbers. Schunk hits a ground ball left side. That's charged by Owings. He sets his feet and throws a strike across the infield to Pablo. And that is that. Another run comes in. Stretch time. Middle of the 7th. 3-run ball game. Himself a day at the top of the order. He went off the bottom of the first with a base hit. Pretty sharply struck. Then in the second inning, right down the line, a double. Scored a run again, and then another base hit in the third. 3 for 3 for Mookie Betts today, setting the table. The Dodgers scored all their runs in the first 3 innings. Now Jose Ramos will come up and hit for the Dodgers against 21-year-old Anthony Molina from San Joaquin in Venezuela. I don't know if he can hear PitchCom or not, so he's fishing the device out of his hat. It's got a little speaker in it. They'll have to run him a new one. So position players can have them too. Not all of them, but a small number of them can have it. And you're in the outfield, you want to know what pitch. Did you used to rely on somebody maybe putting their hand behind their back, giving you a sign?
Not that often. There are a couple of pitchers that it might help. But normally second baseman, shortstop. That's why as a hitter sometimes you're also kind of peeking if the infielders are moving. You know, do they move certain pitch more to pull, which might signify, hey, an off-speed pitch.
One, two, foul tip. Ramos strikes out. 3 straight strikeouts by Dodger hitters now.
Well, there were a couple of years ago, the Dodgers were in San Diego more than a couple of years ago. Fernando Tatis Jr. is playing at shortstop. And I happened to notice early in the game that he was signaling the outfielders by putting his right hand, his throwing arm, his right hand behind his back, and either was a closed fist or an open hand. Signaling couple, and I mentioned on the air, well, someone with the Padres or someone that knows somebody at the Padres evidently called. He didn't do it the next day. But it was fun calling pitches.
He got caught by you. It was inevitable that was going to get noticed at some point by somebody.
Yes. Well, what they wind up doing is a few days later they tried a different signal. Caught onto that one quickly. You're always looking at something. Is there something a pitcher does? Is there something the catcher does? Buster Posey for a series before he retired in his great career called pitches off of his glove position, not off the signs. Position of his glove, the way he held the glove.
And now a lot of catchers hold the glove over the PitchCom device just to hide it. Three and two to Trey Sweeney. Came over from the Yankees. Victor Gonzalez, Yorby Vivas going to New York, and Sweeney coming back. Bounces one to first. Hunter Goodman will run to the bag, step on it. That'll be out number 2. Hunter Ferdisha coming up next. And the pitch inside corner for a strike. 7-4 Dodgers, bottom of the 7th, 2 out, nobody on. And that one low. 1 ball and 1 strike. In front of that pitch by Molina rather. Anthony Molina was in Double-A last year in the Southern League with Montgomery. Here's a bounding ball to short, backhanded by Montez, but he's able to throw it over on time. And the Dodgers retired in order. We head to the 8th inning at Camelback Ranch. Dodgers 7, Rockies 4. Against the White Sox. That's a noon start. Shinobu Yamamoto is going to pitch that game Wednesday. Then Thursday night over in Scottsdale against the Giants. And back here at Camelback Ranch, the Reds, Rangers, and Diamondbacks. 3 straight right here at this ballpark. With Rick Monday, Tim Neverett, glad you're with us on this Sunday afternoon. Dodgers up 7-4. Top prospect for the Rockies, Ariel Amador. Switch hitting infielder takes strike 1 from left-hander T.J. McFarland. McFarland delivering, and it's fouled off. This is the 4th time he's been in a Cactus League game. It's with the Mets and Orioles organizations last year. Got to the big leagues for 3 appearances with the Mets. Amador fouls it back.
Amador last year, his season cut short because of an injury, but Rockies are looking at him. He looked like a man above boys in the Class A last year. More walks than strikeouts to begin with, and has some power to show.
Yeah, he is going to be something. Well, chopper down to third, charged by Owings on the run, makes the throw, and he gets Amador.
The other thing too, Amador can run, and for Owings, he's going to have to throw that on the run in order to even have a chance.
Owings, an interesting guy here in camp because he's got significant major league experience. And looking for a backup infielder spot at this point.
They could play different positions. Exactly.
Zach Veen tries to bunt his way on. And he'll be successful. Owings has to just put it in his pocket.
He was around early to bunt. It's a good thing he did, because that ball may have hit him had he not laid it down successfully. I mean, he's really, well, left hand, but pretty good idea. You got the infield back. Just bunt it anywhere on the ground, left side.
Base hit, 1 on, 1 out. Jordan Beck had an RBI base hit in the 6th inning. Strike 1. Only 17 days away till the games start counting. Of course, the Dodgers and Padres games count before anybody else's. Playing over in South Korea. March 20th.
Then they come back and play some games that don't officially account.
But that's what you have to do. Other teams have done that, and Dodgers included.
Dodgers have done it in the past.
Yep. You're over there just long enough to get accustomed to the time, and then you got to flip that switch on the way back. If you can flip that switch, but it's going to take a few days. I've always found it's the 2nd day.
Well, I found going over is the problem, not necessarily coming back.
Yeah, the 2nd day you're there, like you can't sleep. No matter what, I don't know. I mean, they'll have a plan to make sure the guys get as much rest as possible and can try to adjust to the time as best they can, but it's still not that easy right away. Strike 3 called, and Beck is out looking. What was the last one? Was that Australia? The last
Australia, Sydney.
So what did they have you do when you went over there?
Went to Mexico also, and then before then to Beijing.
Fernandez backs up ball 1.
I think we talked about it last week a little bit. The Dodgers consulted some sleep experts and NASA in order to understand, look, sleeping pattern, what's the best way to do it, and with long international flights, depending upon the time you're leaving and then projected to arrive.
Stolen base by Rockies.
Dodgers did a few different things, altering the bedtime hours to extend them a few days before departure. Sleep experts also said, look, take blue lights and install them. Don't have to be in the room you're sleeping in. It can be just in there, and do it a few days ahead of time.
Good curveball for a strike call.
And the other part, international. I don't know if this applies to everyone. I found it does help. When you get on a plane for a long international flight, set your watch to the time of your destination.
Yeah, that's a good tip. Strike 3. And Fernandez is out on strikes. No runs ahead, a man left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Dodgers up 7-4. Four-run, 7 hits for Colorado. Riley Pint is on to pitch out of Overland Park, Kansas. 2016, picked 4th overall out of St. Thomas Aquinas High School. First-round pick. So trying to make his way through the minors last year in AAA. And here he is facing Chris Owings. 10,347 here this afternoon at Camelback Ranch. It's the near sellout. 1-0 in for a strike. So Owings and then Miguel Vargas will hit after that. A couple of first-round picks facing one another here.
We'll see if the 8th inning onslaught continues. Dodgers have scored the most runs in spring training of any team in the 8th inning, 23 to be exact. The second most, 10. Chicago Cubs. So the youngsters have really been flexing their muscles late in the game and putting runs up on the board.
Three 1. 3-2. Pint made his big league debut last year. In one game, a third of an inning. Strike 3, a little wrinkle on that pitch. 89-mile-an-hour slider. And there's one out. Miguel Vargas came in and pinch ran for Shohei Ohtani in the 3rd inning. He's had one plate appearance, and he lined out sharply down to Karros at third base. The Dodgers, who in the first couple of innings just could barely record an out are now 0 for their last 13.
Well, that fearsome threesome at the top of the order today. Betts, Ohtani, and Freeman. Quite an afternoon.
2 strikes on Vargas.
Collectively, they went 7 for 9. They scored 5 runs and then, oh, by the way, knocked in 4.
More of that, please. As we get down to the end of the exhibition games, you'll start to see those 3 bunched up together at the top of the lineup a little more often. And once they go to South Korea for those 2 games, you'll see it a lot. That one to right field. And Fernandez there to record the out. 2 gone. And the Dodgers will come back from Korea again. The 3 with the Angels in the Freeway Series, 2 at Dodger Stadium, 1 in Anaheim, and then it starts for real again. Cardinals come in for 4. Kevin Padlo the batter. Cardinals and Giants right away out of the chute at Dodger Stadium starting on March 28th. Also the first month of the season, you could see the Padres, the Nationals, and the Mets at home too. 0-1 to Padlo. 1 ball, 1 strike. Get the feeling there's going to be a little extra excitement this year at Dodger Stadium. Ground ball to short. Coco Montez fires on time to first. And the Dodgers gone in order in the bottom of the 8th. We head to the 9th inning with the Dodgers trying to hold a 3-run lead. Dave Roberts contemplating how to handle this last inning. Well, not really. He knows. He's got a guy he wants to see. This is Dinelson Lamet, veteran right-hander. Angels are giving a solid look to here last year with the Rockies and the Red Sox. And so Lamet will be out here to pitch the 9th. Dodgers leading it 7-4. Trying to wrap up their 9th win of the Cactus League season. Lamet's first appearance. And his first pitch to Kyle Karros, son of Ike. Lamet delivering low. Finished 4th in the Cy Young voting as recently as 2020 in the shortened season. Since then, things haven't exactly gone his way. It's 4-10 since then with an ERA of 6.81. This is his Dodger debut. Signed a minor league contract with the Dodgers on the 5th of February, just before pitchers and catchers reported.
Dad's at the end of the dugout and videoing.
Hey, he's got a good video. Yes. His son's got a base hit. Yeah. Kyle Carroll's with a single.
Well, Pop was holding up his phone with the video going, and it's still running. Okay, go ahead and smile, Pop.
Well, besides, you know, EK knows some people at Sportsnet LA. He can probably get a tape of it in case something happened to his phone. He knows a guy
or two.
Willie McIver. That's good. Congrats to Carros, the Carros family. And Kyle Carros getting a hit in the big league game today.
Well, one thing you know as a parent, the parents are more nervous than the kids, regardless of the age.
Well, you just want them to do so well. And Eric did it at such a high level, the all-time home run leader in Dodger history. And probably some days you want to do it for them, but you can't. And they learn and they get it done. And you want them to have the same success you had or better. And he's a proud dad. Of course, his other son Jared is a pitcher in the Dodger organization. Did very well last year at Rancho. We'll see if he moves up to Great Lakes this year. Two balls, two strikes to McIver. Nobody out, top of the 9th inning. Dodgers need 3 outs here. Put this one away for the day. And Nelson Lamet will fire one home, 2-2. Dusha blocks it, 3-2. Lamet has had 60 major league starts. He's appeared in 118 games. And has a major league record of 17-24. There's a bounding ball to third. Owings plays the good hop, throws high, and Padlo is drawn off the bag, and McIver safe at first, and everybody's safe all the way around. There'll be an error on Owings on the throw.
Had no idea going to second base. Had plenty of time to make this throw, but as soon as he released the throw, it was, well, tough play. Padlo just stops it from going into foul territory. He had to really climb the ladder.
And now the tying run is at the plate with nobody out. And Hunter Goodman takes a strike. Goodman in the 7th inning grounded out but drove in a run. Take low. So the Nelson Lamet missing, and the count even, a ball and a strike to Hunter Goodman. This is the last meeting between the Dodgers and Rockies this spring. Chopper foul. We'll meet again at the very end of May, Memorial Day weekend. Dodgers will be home against Colorado, finishing May and starting June. That'll be the next time they see each other after today. 1-2 pitch to Goodman from Lamet. Foul down by the rain tarp.
A big pitch for Lamet when he has been healthy. Oh, the slider. Here's you look at most pitchers. You say, well, when they're healthy, is a slider a devastating pitch? Yeah, but in 2020, so if you go back when he was really fully healthy, below a 100 average against on the slider.
Oh, I got him to chase.
Yeah, evidenced by that swing and a miss. Hitters have a tendency to expand the strike zone.
So 1 out now. Coco Montez. Good time for a ground ball to short. What about it?
Great.
See if we can hook that up. Want to know to Montez. Hit by a pitch in the 7th. Runners lead first and second, 1 down. And the pitch. A little low. 2-0. Lamet falling behind. Non-roster invite. And this ball is hooked down the left field side. And you can breathe again. That's foul. He straightens that out. It's a tie ball game. Montez getting way out in front of that. Mark Pryor, Danny Lehman. Looking to see where that one went. Loud strike to Montez. Stretch and the pitch. Way up high. And it's 3-1. Looks like there is somebody getting up in the Dodger pen just in case here. 3-1 to Coco Montez. And a ground ball. Wide of third, foul.
It may have been ball 4.
The Rockies have a pinch runner running at first. Jimmy Herron is in for MacGyver. Lamet's payoff pitch now with 1 out. Struck him out. And now the Rockies down to their last out. And Dave Roberts is going to come get Lamet. And we will have a pitching change with 2 down here. As Dave wants to get somebody in here before this one's over. And you'd say, okay, well, why don't you let him pitch? Well, this is something that's done by design for certain pitchers. They want to see him come in mid-inning, and this is the last opportunity to do it. And we will have a pitching change with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. At 21 pitches, probably at or over what they wanted him to throw in his first outing. So he is out, 2 down. Aaron Schunk, the batter, with 2 men on in the top of the ninth. Dodgers up 7-4. Downey trying to finish this one up. And he throws a slider down low. 1 ball and no strikes. Schunk last time up grounded out to third for 1 today. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. It's a high chopper toward third. It's going to be played by Owings. He steps on the bag, gets the force out. And that was easy work for Gowdy. 2 pitches. And he picks up the save. So the Dodgers win it here today to go to 9-2-1. Rockies dropped to 7-4. And a day off is earned by all. Tomorrow back at it Tuesday night. Final score of this one: Dodgers 7 and the Rockies 4. Big days for Mookie Betts and Shohei Ohtani. Freddie Freeman too. Join us Tuesday on SNLA when the Dodgers face the Angels. Pregame is on the air at 4:30. For Rick Monday, I'm Tim Neverett. Have a great rest of your Sunday.
Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant good